Hey there, welcome to a Digital Anarchy tutorial. We are going to talk about conforming the transcript to an edit. So if you start off with a transcript for an uncut sequence and you do some edits, how do we get the transcript to match those edits? So you can see that I've got my cut version and my uncut version. Transcriptive also has a default feature for auto-importing transcripts when switching sequences and creating a new sequence that contains speech analysis. You can turn this off and have it locked to a sequence by using the lock icon near the top left corner of the transcriptive panel. When clicking between the two sequences, you can see that there are two different transcripts being shown. What happens is that Transcriptive looks at the cuts you've made with your clip and automatically chops out the portions of the transcript that is connected to the cuts you made. And that is what we are going to be talking about in this tutorial. So let's get into it. In order for this to work, you need to have speech analysis in your clip's metadata. There are a few ways to get your transcript to your clip's metadata. For this example, I'll be batch transcribing, and the reason for that is because when you batch transcribe, your transcripts will automatically be saved to your clip's metadata. There are actually 3 different ways to batch transcribe, but for this tutorial, I'll be doing batch project since I already have all my clips here. So if I go to my batch project bin, named Transcriptive, and click through these clips, you can see in the metadata panel, there is no speech analysis. If I click the clip I used for the cut and uncut version earlier in the video, you'll see our transcript is in the speech analysis section, and so that is what we want. I'm going to select batch project and send these to Speechmatics to be transcribed. With all batch transcribe options, it will open Adobe Media Encoder to transcribe each file to FLAC and bring it back to Premiere to be sent. Here it says batch transcribe and shows the files going to be transcribed. Everything is correct, so let's get these sent out. If you aren't too familiar with batch project, this option will transcribe all items in a bin, but the bin must be titled Transcriptive. Let's wait for a moment for Speechmatics to finish transcribing. And it's done. Now if you drop one of these clips into a new sequence, it will auto-import the transcript from its speech analysis. This will pull the transcript straight from the metadata, and you can see that when I scroll through the panel, all of the transcript is here. Now if this were a cut sequence, then it'll look at just the segments that are in that sequence and pull the transcript just for those segments. Let's go back a little. I wanted to show how after batch transcribing the clips in my bin, now they both have speech analysis. Okay, before going back to making cuts to the sequence, I'm going to duplicate the sequence so I can compare the uncut sequence and the cut sequence at the end. Now that I've duplicated it, I'm going to click through the transcript to move my playhead and cut out a few sentences that I don't want. Now let's go and make some cuts. Alright, so now we've got a pretty good edit. As you can see, I've cut out a good amount of pieces from the clip, and I'll play it back a little to show you that it is no longer in the sequence, but the transcript still shows it being there.
So the most difficult thing is really just being resourceful.
Now all we have to do to conform our newly cut sequence is to go to import transcript, then select speech analysis. And now when I import transcript from speech analysis, it's going to look at all these cuts and just pull the transcript from a speech analysis for those segments. See, if I click through the transcript right before the sequence cuts and play it back, you'll see and hear that they both match now.
But it's really exciting. The setup period is like a puzzle.
This is because in the metadata, there's timecode per word, and Transcriptive is looking at the time segments of each cut and grabbing the metadata for that time period and loading it into the panel. Going back between the uncut and cut sequences, you can see that when Transcriptive auto-imports the transcript, they are both different. It is a very easy way of conforming your transcript to your edit. But again, the key part is to have speech analysis in your metadata. You must get that before anything else. Conforming to your edit is really useful and can save you lots of time, either with transcripts, edits, or with creating captions. I recommend you give it a try. Reach out to us if you have any questions at sales@digitalanarchy.com. Hope you found this tutorial helpful. You can also check us out at digitalanarchy.com. Thanks for using Transcriptive.